So a new escalation is happening, new retaliation has happened, all right? This is the tit for tat phase of the war where things are just going to escalate back and forth, all right? So this is very, very insane news, but we kind of knew this was coming. We kind of just saw this coming because things keep happening, all right? So if you didn't see, there was a massive attack inside of Ukraine, and they're saying it came from Russia. So Russia essentially is retaliating for this Crimea bridge attack, okay? So what's going on in Ukraine? These were very different attacks, all right? They were attacking the energy grid, they were attacking the infrastructure, and they were also attacking some civilian targets, all right? It made me think, why is the power still on in Ukraine? Why are there still just shops open and all this stuff? Why are senators always going there, all right? I was thinking about it. So many different US senators have gone to Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. And it's apparently a massive war zone. And some of these strikes happened in Kiev, the capital, and we're striking civilian targets apparently. But we've had so many top US officials go there and meet with Zelensky, all right? It's very strange, very just like, what is going on? I believe Nancy Pelosi went there, all right? Lindsey Graham went there. Mitch McConnell went there. Suzanne Collins went there. So many top government officials. These people are in the top 5, top 10 government officials in the United States, all right? And they are traveling to an apparent war zone. And look what just happened. Now there was multiple rocket hits in Kiev. It's just very strange. Why would we risk? It's just, what's going on over there? What's really going on? That's the point. Why would we risk sending our officials over there when something like this can happen? All right, so if you didn't see, it says a lethal barrage that smashed civilian targets, knocked out power and water, and shattered buildings, and at least 14 people have lost their lives, according to the AP. So, and it says Russia launched attacks from the air, sea, and land against at least 14 regions spanning from Lviv in the west to Kharkiv in the east. Many of the attacks occurred far from the war's front lines, all right? So that's what I'm saying. A lot of these were like not where they're having direct conflicts. They thought Kiev was safe enough to bring in our senators. And Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, one of the most, like the third person in line to be the president after the vice president if something ever happens. And we're willing to risk sending her over there. Very strange that we would do this. And now Kiev has been hit. It says, Russia has said missiles targeted military and energy facilities. Some struck civilian areas while people were heading to work and school. One hit a playground in downtown Kiev and another struck a university. This is according to AP News. And it says the attacks plunged much of the country into a blackout, depriving hundreds of thousands of people of electricity into Monday night and creating a shortage so severe that Ukrainian authorities asked people to conserve and announced they will stop power exports to Europe starting Tuesday. Power outages also often deprive residents of water, given that the systems rely on electricity to pump and the other equipment. All right, so I don't know if you missed that. It says they announced they will stop exporting power to Europe starting Tuesday as well. So congratulations, Europe. Another power source has been cut off. And if you didn't know, the one in Ukraine, the nuclear reactor, I can't say the name, I'm sorry. Starts with a Z, all right? you know which one I'm talking about. It's the one that's always under constant attack, constant threat. And it's the biggest one in Europe, okay? The biggest nuclear power plant. And it exports a lot of its excess energy to Europe. And it's very strange that the power is even on in Ukraine. I mean, we're talking about using tactical nuclear weapons. But for some reason, the power is still on. The lights are still on for most of the country. And a lot of people are just like living their life. They're just like acting like this isn't even happening. It's very strange, very just like what's really going on over here. I wish I could actually like see it with my own eyes, see what's going on, because all we can really do is read reports and see like videos on Twitter and stuff like that, really. And even that's like sketchy sometimes, you never know. So what the heck's really going on? Why is the power on? Are they using it for a surveillance tactic? Are they like tracking everyone's phone, letting them use their phone and just like tracking where everyone's going, tracking the movements? I'm not sure exactly, but now they have wiped out the power in most of Ukraine. All right, so things are escalating. This is a new phase, and it is winter time. It is getting cold. All right, it's cold here. I got my sweater on down here in the basement, and it's a little bit chilly. All right, a little chilly down here. So it's kind of like a little cave. All right, but imagine the power getting shut off at this point. Are you prepared? All right. And if you didn't see my video earlier, massive cyber attacks have hit United States airports, right? So what if a cyber attack hits the grid as well? Are you prepared if the power goes out? Do you have a different heating source? Do you have a wood stove? All right. I've been going through a lot of wood and a wood stove recently, all right? Because we're now in a house, all right, with a little wood stove to heat us up. And it goes through a lot of wood, all right? You have to be stocked up. You've seen those people's yards that have giant stacked up, like there'll be 2 trees and they'll have the wood stacked up, you know what I mean? That's what you need for the winter. It goes by quick, goes by really quick. So that's the next thing on my list, next thing on my goals is to get stacked up on wood, all right? And a wood stove's just so important because it's not tied to electricity or anything. You can just go chop a tree in the forest if you're really desperate, you know what I mean? Even if it's like technically legal, go find a tree. If you're freezing to death, I advocate for just go find a tree in the forest and get it, all right? And that's on your own. Don't say I told you to do that if you get in trouble, all right? But seriously, that's what it's coming down to. That's what people in Europe are thinking about constantly. They're thinking about, how do I read, and I'm just talking about this because they're saying they're stopping power exports to Europe, and now the power's off in Ukraine. But I read, I think it's in Poland, I believe, people are collecting trash to burn. They're collecting any little bit of trash just so they can burn it, all right? Collecting trash to burn. That's very just next level. That's dystopian. I mean, that's what you have to do when it comes down to it. But you know what I mean? All these, we're supposed to be like moving towards like clean energy and green energy. And that's what all these policies are pushing towards. But then it's pushing people into a corner where they're forced to burn trash, forced to burn toxic chemicals just to stay warm instead of burning natural gas and oil, which we know what's being burned. We know it releases, we know what chemicals are being released, but you're just burning trash, you're burning toxic stuff, plastics, all these chemicals, all these dyes, all this stuff that's in it. That's probably terrible for you, all right? So let's not end up like this, all right? But it's getting worse, all right? We're seeing the escalations with Russia constantly. This bridge was affected, and then now fighting back, all right? They literally blew up a bridge, a civilian walking bridge. I think it's called like the Glass Bridge or something in Ukraine, right? And it's just a walking bridge. Like, we're just seeing a tit for tat. It's like, oh, this bridge is hit, now this bridge is hit. You know what I mean? And what happens when a nuke's dropped? Oh, you dropped a nuke? All right, we're gonna drop nukes too. You know what I mean? Our nukes are bigger, our nukes are faster, our nukes are stronger. It's just like a you know what measuring contest at this point. That's what it feels like. And it's like, but with nuclear weapons, all right? Who wants to be in the middle of that? It's just insane. So let me know what you guys think. Get your wood stocked up for winter, all right? We do not want to be burning trash. And Cyber attacks hit airports. What if cyber attacks hit the energy grid and the power's out? How are you going to heat your house? Think about these things. Even your heater, it might need electricity just to get started. Even if you have propane tanks, your heater might need electricity, right? So let me know what you're doing to get prepared, guys. Wood stove is definitely like one of the best things you can get. And thank you guys for watching. Let's pray for peace, and you have a blessed day.